ta'ala, you put on the prophets of Allah, and the last of the messenger of Allah, the imam of the messengers, the best of the messengers, the leader of the messengers, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Brothers and sisters, before we start our lecture, Journey to Islam, by Brother Rasheed Bakar, inshallah I'll introduce him shortly. We have a young lady by the name of Harjeet upstairs, Sikh background, but alhamdulillah she inshallah is going to take a shahada with us, and inshallah all of you brothers and sisters upstairs will be a witness to her shahada. Sister Harjeet, have you got the mic with you?
Yes.
Okay. Inshallah, we've had a brief discussion inside. You've got some books, you've been looking into it for a while. So now are you happy to take your shahada?
Yes, sir.
You agree with everything that we've discussed about the pillars of Iman, Islam, and who Allah is, and prophets, and the Prophet, peace be upon him? Yes. Okay, inshallah. I'm going to say it in Arabic very slowly. Repeat after me. And then I'll say it in English, and also repeat after me. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah wahdahu la sharik lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasul Allah. I, Harjeet, bear witness and declare that there is nothing worthy of worship except Allah, the one true God, who is alone and free of any partners. And I, Harjeet, bear witness and declare that I believe in all the prophets and messengers of Allah, and that the last and final messenger of Allah is Muhammad. Takbir. Allah. Takbir. Allah. Takbir. Allah. Alhamdulillah, sister, welcome to Islam. Your journey of Islam as a new Muslim starts from today. Yeah? Number one, as I mentioned to you before, the two main things you want to focus on is reading and gaining knowledge. And the second thing is your prayer. That's it. These are the two fundamental things, i.e. learning Islam, learning about Allah, gaining that knowledge, and then establishing a relationship with Allah through my prayer. Learning it in Arabic and learning the meaning in English. The rest, Allah Almighty will make it easy. Also keep in mind, sister, the Prophet peace be upon him said, the Prophet peace be upon him said that when somebody becomes a Muslim, all of their past sins and mistakes are forgiven. Yeah? So right now, you are the purest person in this masjid. Yeah? Right now, after this shahada, you have no sins at all. Yeah? So alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah. Your journey starts, inshallah. We wish you the best. Please try to stay around the right sisters, and inshallah get that support, inshallah. We want to move on to our lecture today. Brother Rasheed Bakar. He is from the southwest London area. Brixton is part of Brixton Hill Masjid. If I can describe him in a few words, I would say, look, community activist, youth leader, gang mediator, and a lot of other titles. Basically, he's within the community, giving dawah, supporting the youngsters, supporting the community with different projects. He runs marital advice, runs a football team, runs also semi-professional football team, and a lot of other dawah activities. Brother Rasheed, inshallah, is going to speak about his journey to Islam, inshallah, for around 30-35 minutes, and then inshallah we will take some questions and answers from him, inshallah. I'll leave you, Brother Rasheed. Jazakumullah khair.
Bismillah. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah, Imam Shakil phoned me a couple weeks ago, asked me to do a talk on my journey to Islam, and mashallah, I can't say no to Imam Shakil. But I reverted 11 years ago, so alhamdulillah, it's still quite fresh in my memory, because it is when everyone comes to the deen, inshallah, it should be a special, it's a special thing, isn't it? Allah has guided you to the deen and shown you the light and taken you from the darkness. Okay, I'm 29 now. I came to the Deen when I was 18. I grew up in Brixton Hill, which is near Brixton, but like 10 minutes up the road. It's a very bad area. I grew up in a very bad area, gang affiliated, all of that stuff. And from 11 years old to 12 years old, up 13, 14, I was involved in just being a nuisance, antisocial behaviour, crime. And as I got older, it got worse. Alhamdulillah. And as you're young, you're just learning about life in secondary school and stuff. Anyway, I got to 16, and I was involved in drug dealing, robberies, and I'm not proud to talk about them stuff, but because it's Jahiliyyah and I know hopefully it'll benefit some people, you know, hopefully I'll just share that with you, some stuff, and I'll try not to hold back no details so that you don't get the real aspect of it. But yeah, so I was involved in drug dealing and robberies. My grandma was a Catholic, and she always used to talk about God all the time, and she used to make me do the cross before I leave the house and stuff. But I lived with my mum, and I used to say I was a Christian. When on application forms, I'll tick the box, the Christian box. Anyway, so now, I was 16, and me and my friend had, we went to Bromley, I think, or somewhere, and we took someone's motorbike off them. We just told them to get off the bike, and just took their bike. And we thought it was fun, and we thought this was good, this was life. Anyway, riding back to Brixton Hill, and mashallah, Allah willed that police started chasing us. Yeah, and at this time I thought, when you're young at this stage and you're just doing lots of crime and you're getting away with it, you start to think you're invincible. No matter what area you're from, Lewisham, Brixton, even other countries, you know, you can start to feel like untouchable, you'll never die, whatever. Anyway, the police start chasing us, I'm on the back. And we're driving from Old Kent Road all the way to Elephant and Castle, and this guy in front, one boy who used to be my friend, he's speeding, mashallah, he's speeding hard, and he's going like 70 miles per hour, 80 miles per hour, very fast bike, and he's cutting in and out of traffic because he wants to escape, or he'll go back to jail. I've never been in prison at that time. So he's speeding, I'm telling him, let me off, let me off, let me off. And he's like, no, we're gonna get away, we're gonna get away. So I was like, alright. And he was going so fast I couldn't jump off anyway. I look back behind me and the police car's right next to me. Literally, if I fall off, I'm just gonna get crushed. So I'm just thinking at this time, I'm 16, I'm on the back of a bike. Basically, I'm about to die. Anyway, we get to like Stockwell and they're chasing us so hard, I could see the policeman's eyes, just like he wants to get us. Any means necessary. Anyway, my friend's doing quite well. And I'm just thinking I'm done. And he swings between the bus and the car. And my leg, my foot, brand new trainers, I just bought them that day, I think, or yesterday, the day before. And my foot clipped the car. And I just remember myself falling off the car, falling off the bike. And then that's it, I just woke up in the ambulance. And I woke up and my head was shaking and everything, and you know. And I looked at the policeman and he's right in my face, and he's got the cuffs on my hand. Horrible. And he's telling me that you just been fell off a bike, you're lucky to be alive, all of that. And but you're arrested. Yeah, so I looked at him and I thought, wow, I'm not even feeling okay, my head's ringing. I said, how did I survive? He said, you fell off backwards, but you had a backpack. I had a little backpack with maybe 2 clothes in there. And basically I had nothing wrong with me, no broken bones, anything. I just lost one of my trainers. Went hospital, And I'm just thinking about this whole time, but I'm still cuffed to the bed. After 3 hours, they take me to the police station and my head's still hurting, but he doesn't care. Anyway, they let me go at night time. Walked home in my Plymouth Souls from Peckham police station to Brixton Hill. I didn't even know the way. But that whole walk that day, I was just thinking about Allah. Thinking about God. This was the first time I ever thought about God properly. Allah. But then I was thinking God. And I was thinking, wow, how did that happen? Why am I still alive? How am I still alive? And I started to believe there was a God from that crash. 70 miles per hour crash. After that, I started to ponder a bit more. And talking with my friends, I'm just thinking about things. And we're smoking weed and stuff as well. And I started to ask, I used to make prayers, I started to make prayers and ask Allah, please, whatever this world is about, just please show me, because I don't know what it's about, and it's just evil. All my friends, we're all evil, and we're all evil to each other as well. You know, I grew up in a bad place. You know, when I got back to the area, the boy said, oh, I thought you jumped off. You know, we didn't really care about each other. It was just for material gain. Our friendships were based on. Anyway, I started to think about Allah, and I asked Allah, I made a sincere dua, I said, Allah, show me the truth, please. And anyway, within a couple months, I started to get paranoid, start watching films like The Matrix and Truman Show, and you start thinking, you start swaying, and you see if you haven't got no religion or deen, you could be anywhere. So if a Buddhist came and spoke to me, I might have got swayed, you never know. We're all lost. Like the lost is in Surah Asr, everyone is in loss, except those who believe and do righteous deeds, and call each other to the truth and patience. So yeah, so I started getting paranoid, thinking everyone's watching me and all these things. And then one day I was in college with a couple of my friends. I started hanging around with some new friends in a lower part of Brixton Hill, which is closer to Brixton from the college. So we're in the college now, table tennis room playing, and one boy comes up to me and he says, I'm a brother called Yusuf, and he says to me, I'm a Muslim. I said to him, what's that? Never heard of it in my life. 17 years old, I didn't hear about Islam. I said, what is that? I didn't even know it was related to Osama bin Laden and none of that stuff. Because in school I used to make a lot of jokes about it, cuss a lot of Muslims and everything. Anyway, I said, what's that? He said, I believe in one God. I said, that's what I believe. So that means I'm a Muslim as well. So he said, yeah, we're both Muslim. I said, alright. He gave me an article, a little magazine, while he's playing table tennis. I'm reading it, and it was talking about it was just a mad article talking about the world is not the way it seems, and people run the world, and some mad conspiracy thing. And I was thinking, wow, that kind of makes sense. Maybe that's why we're all evil, and it's all evil, and everyone's chasing money, and we all have to do these things, and we're not helping each other. So it started there. Anyway, me, him, and a brother called Ali, we started saying we're Muslim, just us three. Anyway, at that time, I was part of a big gang in Brixton Hill, and there's like 20 members. And anyway, we're selling drugs, driving around, and we're quite high in status at this time. We run the whole of Brixton Hill, you could say. Us three and a couple others, and we're just high in status, life's good, all the things you can think of as a 17-year-old would dream of, as they say. We had it. Anyway, alhamdulillah, Allah showed me Islam quite early. After some research, I found out that me and my two friends, we weren't Muslim yet. We hadn't taken the Shahada. So, I'm very investigating and stuff. I always used to ask questions, and we found out that there was a Quran, which I didn't know when I said I was Muslim for that couple of weeks, and I found out there was a Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I was telling my two friends, like, you guys, there's more to this. There's a Quran, there's a Prophet. Like, and then, anyway, we heard that three boys from Brixton took their Shahada, 3 like known guys. But they were in jail or somewhere, I don't know where they was at the time. And we heard that a couple of Stretton brothers took their Shahada, like oldest. But other than that, we didn't know what Islam was. Yeah, and then, anyway, we've done some investigating. But we still not took a Shahada. It was in my estate now, my oldest estate where all my friends are. 20 of us smoking, whatever. And one boy comes from Streatham, one of our old friends, he rides into the estate and he starts telling everyone about Shaitan. You look, Shaitan's gonna get us. You guys, look, trust me, this Islam thing is real. And he just took his Shahada. And all my friends was laughing at him, all of them. But because I just had a little bit of knowledge, I was calling myself Muslim, but when I was listening to him, I didn't know about Shaitan either. So he was telling us about Shaitan, everyone's cussing him, laughing and saying that he's going mad. We're going to phone the Moseley Hospital. So anyway, I was listening to him and he made so much sense. Everything he said, he basically broke down the whole tactics of Shaitan. And he was saying Dalil as well, but I didn't really know it was Dalil at the time. Anyway, he started going off and I followed him with my bicycle. I followed him all the way to Streatham and we spoke for 4 hours, non-stop. I asked him every question about Shaitan and he told me all the answers. And then I went back to my 2 friends, Ali and Yusuf, and I said to them, I told them about Shaitan, and I said, we have to take our Shahada today. It doesn't matter if we're drug dealers and all of this. We don't have no time. If we die today, we're finished. At that time, I didn't believe I could pray 5 times a day. I was scared to take my Shahada, but I knew that I had to take it. It's better to take it and be off deen than not take it. So, anyway, we went to the mosque. We went to the mosque in our car. We had a car. And we went in the mosque, and it was straight to the mosque. And we was about to take our Shahada. So Ali took it, then Yusuf took it. Then it came to me. And then the whispers started to come to my head, like, maybe this ain't real. Are you sure it's the truth? Who is Allah? Is it another God? So many mad questions came to mind. So I quickly, I kind of like, if I feel pressured, I'll just back out. I've never been that guy to like go, I'll just stop. I said to them, I can't do it today. So we went out the mosque. And I was trying to ask myself all the questions in my head. And mashallah, Allah was just giving me all the answers to make me feel yaqeen, certainty in my heart. So then, anyway, for 2 weeks after that, my friend was going to the masjid every single day for every salah. We're selling drugs, all of this, but they're still going. They say, no, pause, we've got to go to the masjid to pray. And I was scared to go inside. I never saw them pray once. I would just sit outside in the car and wait for them for 2 weeks. Every prayer, 4 or 5 prayers. Maybe not the Fajr, but the 4 prayers. And Ali's big brother was a Muslim as well, so that's why he was quite advanced. He was learning fast. Anyway, one day I decided to go in the masjid. The main reason I didn't want to take Shahada yet is because I didn't think I could pray 5 times a day. I was proper lazy. And when you smoke drugs and stuff, it makes you lazy. And it takes you away from worshipping Allah properly. So when in the masjid now, for the first time I saw Salah. And I saw like, Streatham's quite big. And it's always filled. If you know Streatham Masjid, it's always filled for every Salah. All the way from the front to the back. And I saw so many different nations and you know, standing together. Feet to feet, shoulder to shoulder. And it was all praying at the same time. And mashallah, the recitation was very nice for me. It sounded so amazing to me. And when I saw everyone bow at the same time, the ruku, that's when I knew this is definitely the religion of Allah. Because only the true religion can make everyone at the same time bow to Allah. At the same time around the world, without no images and pictures. So it brought a tear to my eye, and I knew I had to take my shahada now. After the salah, sat down with about 8 people, took my shahada, and I was sweating, I was nervous, I was dripping. I was scared, but I was still doing it. I was doing what the lady done today, just saying, repeating after the imam. And the moment I finished saying it, I felt like a light, a burden lift off me. I felt basically all my sins go. I can't explain, but I felt it. Some people say they feel it. I felt all of it just lift, and I felt light and happy, and I couldn't stop smiling. And then the imam said, "Your name is Rasheed now." He gave us all names. So yeah, I took my shahada. I was still worried that I couldn't pray, but I was just following Ali and Yusuf every day, same routine, and we was all praying every day. For 6 months we prayed all the salah from day one, and it was quite easy. And during that time, we went to our area, and the moment I took shahada, I was giving dawah before, just before I took shahada, but I started giving dawah to everyone, and me and my 2 friends as well, and was going to all the gang members, and we brought them all to one house, and we sat in the house, 20 of us, my friend's house, and we gave dawah all night and spoke about the deen. Some took shahada within the next 2 weeks, but the main one, who was the worst, like the most, he was like a shaitan, he was just against it, and he was there, he's very big and strong, mashallah, and he's just cussing every angle, and then we're just breaking it down for him, and he's like, "What about this?" And we're like, "No, and then he's, "What about this?" And then 2 a.m, I think he had one question left, and we answered it, and he just was silent, but he was angry and silent. So we shut him up basically, by the will of Allah, but we thought he was still kind of like against us. So the gang started to kind of even split a little bit, alhamdulillah. Anyway, the next day we went to Dhuhr. I see the brother, his name's Rasheed as well. He's big Rasheed. Went in the masjid, I see him at the back of Straight Masjid with his big brother taking shahada. The next morning, couldn't believe it. And he was a proper, you could say, enemy at the time to Islam. For a couple of weeks he was against us, our beliefs. That's when I knew that, you know, the worst can come to Islam, or the best. After that, alhamdulillah, started to give dawah. Nearly the whole area of Brixton Hill, you could say, all of us turned Muslim. I would say there was only like 2 out of 20 that never. And alhamdulillah, he just withered away. And to this day, he's not Muslim. But we'll see him and say hello, you know, whatever. But yeah, so we all came to Islam, and we was all practicing, and we was all travelling down to Streatham Mosque, Brixton Mosque, all of us, you know, walking up and down, doing good deeds, learning. And that was the start of the journey, you know. After that is just 11 years of where I'm at today, of struggle, Iman going up and down, you know, going a bit off deen and on deen and off deen. And alhamdulillah, that's where we're at today. But the other story of how we fell off deen and got back on deen, all of us together, is even another chapter. I don't even know if we've got time for that. But that's how I came to Islam. I done one little bit actually. My mom's situation. My mom's Romanian, you know, and Catholic heritage. I'm scared what my mom's gonna think, because, you know, Eastern Europeans, you know, it's like what the family thinks. You can't really go against it, like many cultures. So I came home and I started to tell my mom. She found some books, and I said, "Mom, I'm thinking about turning to Islam." I was already Muslim, took shahada, everything. And she's asking me, saying, "No, how can you, whatever." And I just started to explain to her that there's one God, and I believe it makes sense to me. What would you say if I took shahada? And she was a bit against it, But I thought she was going to kick me out, but I don't know why I thought like that, but I never told her. I was scared to tell my mom. Go in prayers, everything. But Ali, alhamdulillah, one day, Allah sent him to my house. He's banging on my door, because Ali, he doesn't like to miss prayers. He doesn't even like to be late by 1 minute to the Jamaat. Not normal salah, Jamaat. He's always taking us Jamaat. He was the leader as well of the gang, and in Islam, he was like our leader as well, mashallah. He starts banging on my door, we're late for salah, late for salah. And I'm like, open the bathroom and shh, shush, my mum, bro, my mum's gonna find out. Like, anyway, he said, quick man, quick. I put all my trainers and my coat, and then as I'm leaving my house, my mum's like, she's, I don't know, my friends used to say she's like a policewoman. She'll hear everything, she finds out everything. Any crime I was doing, she found out, alhamdulillah. Anyway, she opened the window and said, bro, so you turned Muslim then? She'd been lying to me. I was just frozen, I didn't know what to say. And then she said, look, hurry up and get to the mosque. Allahu Akbar. I couldn't believe it. I was just silent, went to the mosque. And alhamdulillah, you know, my mom used to cuss me a bit sometimes, why you wearing that dress? Why you wearing that focus, calling it dress? You know, shave your beard. But alhamdulillah, I said this to my mom after a couple of years. I said, would you rather the old me, with all the haram and smell in the house and mad crime and fitna, or the halal, or me now, married, you know, practicing no smoke, no nothing? And she always said this is the better way, and I'm glad you turned Muslim. So alhamdulillah, that's my story, inshallah.